Hello and welcome back to another Wednesday stream here on SimRacing Unlimited. Glad that you joined me, and I hope you had a great week so far. It's been a lot to do, but now we're going to unwind a little bit, hopefully, as we're going back to virtual Australia. Last week kind of left an impression on me, I gotta say. Not that I didn't know about Bathurst or the Supercar series, but it kind of has reignited, a sort of fascination with these things. So I figured, hey, why not take a look at some of the lesser-known circuits in Australia. I'm sure most people know Bathurst, of course. It has the 12-hour too, so, checks out. Some people may know Adelaide too, since, Formula 1 raced there once upon a time, and now the Supercar series still does on a shortened layout. But there's more to Australia and to Australian circuits. I knew a few of them from like the race driver days. You may remember that series, known here in Germany as DTM Race Driver, internationally I think either Toka Race Driver, or in Australia V8 Supercars Race Driver, of course. As that series was featured there, a few of these tracks, or not just a few, I think most of them actually, were in the game as well. But it's been like, I don't know, not 20 years, but close to it. So time to check these out again in a proper sim too. So we're heading to Assetto Corsa in a second here, and are gonna give them a spin at Sandown to start off, which is basically Melbourne, believe it or not. Looked it up on the map, and it's right in the middle of the city. The city doesn't really have a middle, like from the shape it's a bit difficult, but anyway, it's technically in Melbourne. And yeah, I really need to turn the sound down, otherwise I won't be able to hear myself think. And that's the interesting part. Supercars actually goes to what most racing fans would consider, Melbourne, of course, due to Formula 1. Albert Park as well. They're racing there, I think in the final third of the season or something like that. But, the area is blessed with two of these races. So, yeah. Relatively short circuit, relatively simple layout. Used to be a bit simpler, a bit more blocky when they opened that in the 60s. I think the layout changed in 84, if I'm not mistaken. And it has stayed the same pretty much ever since. So that is that. We're going to take a look at it right now in Assetto Corsa. Let's jump on over. Sup, Vincent? Good to have you. And there's the synthwave back too. Although I don't think we really need that much of a soundtrack when we got these cars. It's a mod called V8S Corsa. So V8 SC. It's not called V8 Supercars anymore, but just Supercars rather. But that's a nice abbreviation for that, I think. And they've got skins for 8 or 9 seasons even, with the latest one being 2022, like this year. So I'm going to check that out real quick. Or, well, not real quick, but for the upcoming 2-ish hours or so with you. Of course, need the tryhard gloves for that. Got the trusty sequential shifter to my right, actually, not to my left, because just like last week, I didn't feel like, rebuilding my entire rig, basically. So here we are at Sandown Raceway. Ah, nice sound, these cars. That's something that's stayed with them pretty much, throughout their entire existence. I think V8 Supercars started in the late 90s, if I'm not mistaken. 96 or 97. And has had this trademark sound ever since. We're racing a Holden Commodore and whatever model abbreviation that has attached to that. Traditionally, V8 Supercars or Supercars, always a battle between Ford and Holden. Holden for those that don't know, is basically Vauxhall in the UK or Opel in Germany or most of Europe, I think even. So that's the same sort of, well, not cooperation, but some sort of a group of marques. Although it does have Australian roots, of course. It's part of GM, just like Opel and Vauxhall, so they're gonna be similar models. I think the Commodore, like Alex last week mentioned, is based on the Insignia, or vice versa, I don't know. Same car, basically, though. Except that this is, of course, a right-hand drive, which takes some getting used to. But it's awesome how you can attack the curves in these things. Love them. As you can see, the layout is rather simple, but rather racy too. Also elevation change still, so not your typical short track or short racing circuit, if you will. I think I need some longer gearing in this thing. Downshifts are visceral in this thing, I love it. I think that's one of the few series today that are actually still super loud and have like this nice kind of sound that just goes through you when you're at the track. Now that I've been, but I kind of wanna at some point. Also, I think just about the only racing series other than WRC to use manual sequential gearboxes, which kind of adds to the fun if you ask me. But I'm a bit special when it comes to manual shifting anyway. As you might have been able to guess by now due to previous streams. You know, classic F1 cars and all that. But from time to time, a good old sequential shifter is a ton of fun as well. Getting harassed here by Lee Holdsworth. It's a cool part, the skin packs come with the correct driver names as well. So if you've been following the series, for example, and know a few drivers, the names are gonna sound very familiar. I am not sure about the performance though, because I have no idea how good anyone was in 2022. Like on a race by race basis. Whoa. Alright, really need to get a good lap in here because we're 20th at the moment. Which is not the back of the pack. I think it's 25 cars in total. Looks really bumpy. Yeah, it is. That's one of those, one of the trademarks of these lesser-known Australian circuits. I think a good comparison would actually be, you know, the many national circuits in Brazil that can be found in AMS2, for example. Usually not that long either, not that modern either, but provide very good racing. So definitely worth to check these out if you've got enough of GT3s at Monza or Spa, which is fun from time to time as well, don't get me wrong, but it's pretty much everywhere, so it's a nice little change. Alright, here we go, P9. Second up on our previous best. Shane van Gisbergen in front of us. Probably one of the names people might recognize internationally because he's been one of the top drivers for quite a few years now, I think. Yeah. As he went up on two wheels there over the curbs. So cool to see. And they actually do that. Check out some videos of the Supercar series. If these guys attack the curbs like crazy, they tend to go up on two wheels. It's pretty interesting, pretty intense series too. Need to figure out a way to watch that more. Time zones don't make it any easier, of course. Since anyone who's ever gotten up for the Formula 1 Australian Grand Prix, for example, would know that's gonna be a very early morning. So if you wanna do that, that might be worth it, since the racing, like I said, is usually pretty damn close. And there's some talented guys on the grids there too. In case anyone is following IndyCar these days, Scott McLaughlin, of course, former Viet Supercar champion, multiple times even, and has taken to single-seaters in the US really, really well. So definitely not a series to sleep on, I'd say. Especially since outsiders coming in are usually not doing all that well either. You know, at Bathurst, for example, at the endurance events, which these things do, you know, standard supercars drivers usually team up with other racing drivers from, you know, sports cars, IndyCar, and whatnot. And usually these guest drivers have a fair bit of difficulty finding their way around the mountain in one of these. These cars drive so different from everything else. They're heavy, but they're very powerful. They barely have any aero. But they have a terrific sound. Okay, we're 11th now. Qualifying's still going for about 6 minutes. And we're being harassed by Scott Pye. Hello. These things go fast too. We wouldn't think that with how big and blocky these are, but they tend to reach close to 300k on the or right before the chase at Bathurst, so really no joke with these. I mean, they sound powerful, so that's probably a hint how much power they actually have under the hood. Okay, let's see if we can improve that a little bit, as we have a car in front of us, which probably won't help. Jesus, they're really attacking the curves here, the AI. Good to see. Currently we're in 12th and almost out of fuel too. It's probably gonna be this lap and then the next one maybe, before we can get in and grab some more fuel, maybe get a shot at another lap if there's time. Should be lap is not too long here. Did not improve. Also another car coming out of the pits. Hello, please let me through. Thank you. I think I locked up. Ah, damn it. I can't really feel that, unfortunately. Unless you're understeering to hell and back, of course. Dial that brake bias a little bit to the rear. Maybe that'll help. Ooh, yeah, that's not gonna work. Might be one more lap in this. Ah, crap, but not like that. Let's head to the pits and try again with less fuel. Maybe will be good. Time-wise, hopefully, we shall see. Possibly. It's 2 minutes, 10 seconds still remaining, so should be possible to get another lap in. Currently P12, so right in the middle of the field here. Layout may be simple here, but it's kind of tricky too, especially this upcoming left-hander here. So it's basically on top of this little hill here, on top of the crest. So you're really gonna make sure to brake early enough or you're just gonna fly off the circuit. Totally hasn't happened to me when doing the tech check for this track. No sir, not at all. Okay, let's go. Final quali lap. Full attack. Don't stack at first turn, hopefully. That was good. Almost 2/10 up. As we drop down to 15th now. Take a lot of curb here. Don't spin though. Good exit. Let's go. Come on, that's gotta be an improvement. Yes! 6/10 up. That's actually P2. Holy crap. Color me surprised. I'll take that though. Nice. So, let's see how the AI play here in an actual race. That should be interesting. Waiting for 9 more cars to finish. Time to get a drink. No, you will not have the drink. Yes, I will. Because hydration is important, people. Remember that, even though it might not be summer yet. Come on, 3 more guys to finish quali. Where are you at? Should be one coming right now, indeed. And the other, well, the final one. About 10 seconds out now. No. Has he spun? No, he's entered the pits. Alright. We're good. So, we are doing 12 laps here. So, we need a little bit more than 11 liters of fuel, of course. Let's do 35. Also, lengthen the gearing just slightly. Might be... Oh, well, technically it was alright. So, screw it. Let's do it. Standing start with these. So that's accurate. And we're off. Not the greatest start in the world, not gonna lie. As Nick Supercat goes past us here, so we've lost the position at the start. But that doesn't mean that we can't recapture it at some point. Hopefully, at least. Mark Winterbottom out in front now. Always loved his name. He's been around forever too, and he's been pretty successful forever as well, I think. So no surprise seeing his name at the top of the running order right now. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Okay, we're gonna gain some time probably in this section. Looks like the AI isn't that fast there. Not the greatest exit once again. It's Andre Heimgartner is right behind us. I think he might be a Kiwi. Not entirely sure, but I think I heard that once. And he's right on our tail here. Maybe I should fire up Crucci for the next race. Might make more sense, because I'm not always too sure where they are, actually. As the leaders have pulled out a little gap here. See if we can close that here, or if they have found some speed through here. Doesn't look like it, which is good. Hello, guys. Take some curb here, not too much. Don't want to spin, and let's go. Floor it for start finish. Do we have the draft here, though, or nah? Doesn't look like it. At least not in a meaningful way. Oops, that was a little bit deeper than I would have liked. Also, the curb almost screwed us over there. But we are keeping up with these guys, which is nice. Ooh, really slowing down here. Slight tap on the rear bumper. Not exactly unheard of in touring car racing, which technically these things are, apparently. At least they do trade paint in real life quite a lot, so nothing out of the ordinary here. Ooh, that was way too deep. Damn it. No. Oh, come on. And that's P3 gone. Shit. Alright. Let's go. Now we got some work to do to hopefully get back there. Because we've dropped down to 7th. Hooray. Behind Macaulay Jones. Never heard of his name. Or the guy himself. But we'll see how his AI counterpart is gonna do once we get up there to battle him, hopefully. We are getting closer, which is nice. Although the exit wasn't exactly ideal. Luckily there isn't anyone behind us. Well, at least directly. Tell you what, if you don't lock these up, they are pretty good for braking like to the apex of a corner, even though they don't have ABS. They really don't have anything, to be honest. No TC either. I'm not sure if they've got a what's it called, power steering. Probably do, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure. Don't even have shifter paddles, which is nice, I think. Come on, bud. Let's go. Maybe I've overdone it with the rear wing a little bit. Might explain why we gained so much time over the crest of the hill on the back straight. But can't really get all that close. Well, on the braking we're good too. Holy shit. What does work really well though in these is following other cars, and that's something you'll see if you watch actual races of the Supercar series as well. They are often bumper to bumper for laps on end. It's amazing. It's pretty fascinating how they manage to do that. Can we slip in here? Yes, we can, sorta, but not enough. Actually held it around the outside. I'm impressed. Come on, Macaulay. Let's rumble, my guy. Ooh, that was close. Maybe brake a little later when directly behind another car. Ooh, that's not a good exit for him. Can we capitalize? Slightly. This is not the place to send it. Are we gonna try? Yeah, screw it, why not? And it sorta sticks. He's on the curb. Don't tell me he's gonna hold it around the outside once again. No, he's not. Come on. Get off of me! No! And we're through. Early nominee for cleanest pass of 2023 in sim racing for sure. Although no one actually went off track, so that's good. Alright, it looks like 4 more laps here. Next up, Scott Pye, who hounded us in qualifying already. But we can't take our eyes off of the rear view mirror either, whoops, especially with maneuvers like this. Although we did manage to pull out a second of a gap, just about. And Pye is 2 seconds out in front, so let's see if we can change that sometime soon. Gap is down to 1.8, so almost half a second that we gained there. Was 2.2 before. Avoid the curbs. That's faster. So does here through here. Good on him. Yeah, we're losing time in the first sector, and then gain it all back in the final one apparently. Right about here, namely. Looking better than last lap though. 1.3 seconds of a gap now on Pi, while we have checked out on Jones behind us, which is good. And now my fuel gauge is popping up, that's not good. Hope we're good until the end. Should be, according to the setup screen, but you never know. Even though it took some extra fuel. But these V8s be thirsty. Remember that. Why would you slow down that much? Probably not a brake check, but not the greatest maneuver in the world either. Hello, Maxi. How are we doing today? All good, man? Glad you're here. And you can see myself running out of fuel, possibly, towards the end of this. Hopefully not, but because the battle's been really good, but we shall see about that. Right now we're close. Repeat of the previous maneuver, hopefully, maybe. Oh, that was optimistic. No, damn it, that's a gravel trap. This still isn't over, though. All fine, just a lot of work, yeah. The usual, basically. Even better that you found some time to take a look at our shenanigans here. Alright, final lap. Fuel should be just enough, hopefully. Maybe we can beat Pi for 5th if he screws up somewhere along the way. Because I don't think we can make that under our own power. No, not close enough. Let's see how we're gonna do over the top of the hill here. Our strongest section at the track. That's not gonna be close enough. Probably not. Unless we're gonna have ourselves a little drag race to the line, but no, not like that. A victim of my own motivation. Still, 6th is alright, I guess. Not from P2, but in general, that was good fun. Yeah, and you really have to start to train for the F1 race on Sunday. Yeah, probably, because that's going to be at Imola, for anyone that might be interested in watching too. Our league race in the 01 Formula 1 cars at the appropriate version of Imola, so loads of curbs to attack and loads of chicanes. Alright, why am I in the pits and everyone else is still running? Oh, that's the final bunch of guys that just finished the race. So, here we are, 6.5 seconds behind the leader in Mark Winterbottom. Still pretty alright, I'd say. And also, definitely decisively beat the Ford squad with Anton Di Pasquale. I hope that's pronounced correctly. Is the best Ford in P8. That's qualifying, actually, of course. So then it's P12, 17, 19 for the Fords. So not that good. But it is what it is. So let's head to our next fun little excursion, which is, of course, going to take us to another Aussie track. Slightly more, well, I won't call it complicated layout, but slightly more complex, I think is the correct term you could use here. Namely, to Hidden Valley Raceway. Ever heard of that? No? Yeah, me neither, until like the race driver series I mentioned before. It is very much hidden, sorta, at least on the map. If you look it up, it's in the north of Australia, in Northern Territory, I think it's even called. Like right by some bays and everything, so by the sea. There's really not that much going on up there. There are a few small towns whose names have just escaped me, and that's about it. So it's a pretty interesting location for a racetrack, I think. Like Sandown just now, on the shorter side, 2.9 kilometers, but you know, still tons of fun, tons of character too. So we're gonna tackle this this track too. I can't imagine how these teams go, you know, around Australia and to an extent New Zealand as well. That's some serious distance. Remember how vast and this country is, the continent too. So yeah, it's not like, yeah, let's drive our truck for 3 or 4 hours and be there. It's probably more of a day's worth of a trip or something like that. So I don't know. Be interesting to know. If anyone does know, please let me know. And with that, I shall say no longer, as I've done that a little bit too often, and instead focus on the driving here at Hidden Valley. I forgot to enable crew chief, but we'll do that after qualifying, hopefully, if I remember that. For now, let's explore another Australian track here. Another relatively, well, not too fast. I'm confusing that with another track, but another left-hander for the first turn. And as you can see, very similar in overall optics, I'd say, to Sandown in a way, because this just has the look of a very nice traditional national circuit. You would think these cars are actually a little bit too powerful for these kind of stuff, but they work surprisingly well. I think this is even the final turn, yeah. So here we are, back on the start-finish straight. Might have gambled a little bit on the gearing here. On the other hand, we are going pretty fast already. Whoa. Thank God for that corner being slightly banked, otherwise it would have been straight on into the grass and later on the guardrail, I think. This corner's kind of tough, to be honest, because it's pretty difficult to see where the braking point should be, actually. And this is faster than I just took it, I think. This is an interesting section too here, I think. Late apex on the final turn here. And then floor it, but not too early, because otherwise the rear will step out on you. It tends to do that in these cars. It's a 112. There's more in it for sure. Oops, and now we are in the grass. So that didn't work, and luckily there's a ton of runoff here in the shape of grass, not asphalt, luckily. Anyone coming up here? Yep, there's a car. Please go, good sir. You. Chaz, what are you doing, mate? Sorry for my terrible impersonation of an Australian person. One of the accents I'd like to be able to imitate, but it's not quite in my repertoire yet. Remember, this works well in third. So does this. But not this. Okay. Time to finally get turn 1 right here. That looked better. By the way, want to know what the best part about this is? The mod is absolutely entirely free for you to use, so I think all you need to Google is V8 Supercars Assetto Corsa and then it'll show up. It's got a base mod with basically non-liveried cars, only solid colors, but on their website there's a ton of seasons to choose from where these models ran. So I think going back to something like 2014, and I think there's even a like a 2004 legacy livery pack or something. So good stuff to be found there. As we're trying to extract some more speed out of our trusty Holden here. As we come up on Brody Kostecki, who, to be honest, to me at least, sounds more like a Canadian hockey player than an Australian race car driver in V8 Supercars, but hey, who am I to judge? Might even be my teammate, livery-wise at least, I'm not too sure. I'm also not close enough to judge that. As we make our way up to 17th, hooray. Kind of has a double apex this first turn. this one is just super tight, of course. Short shift out of here for some added traction. That was too early on the brakes, of course. Tell you what, this is pretty tough. Hello, Vesoran Kills. Nice to see you. Glad that you joined us here, or me rather, as I'm alone today. Everyone is busy, of course. And so am I. I've got my hands full with a lump of Australian V8 powered steel here. But I won't complain. These things are a ton of fun. Well, technically probably even more, because they weigh about 1.3 tons, I believe. Metric, that is. Not entirely sure, though. Whoops. Nice little bit of oversteer. Third, remember. Damn it. Back down to 20th, meanwhile. That's great. I am in Assetto Corsa, yes, indeed. It's unfortunately against the AI offline, because that was easier to set up for now, also to showcase the tracks, so unfortunately no way to join here. But from the way these things feel and drive, I definitely need to make sure we do an event in these at some point. So that might open it up for the community, hopefully. Because these are a ton of fun. Just like the VRC Super Tourers we tried, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. That needs a proper race as well. Those were tons of fun. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Still 20th. Not good. Might be able to remedy that on an empty tank now. And if I finally get that final sector right, that would be nice. That was better than before. Not sure about this section though. Might have been. Come on, new PB. Yes, indeed. Still 20th though. And also out of fuel. So let's try a final run on on less fuel. Hopefully that's gonna work. So probably not the fight for a top 5 finish like last time in this race. but rather top 20. Shouldn't matter though, because as long as the battles are fun, that's why we're doing this here. It's one of the misconceptions that I really don't like. Like if you're not battling for the win, what's the point? That sort of stuff. Oh, that's not. Oh, come on, yeah. Damn it. That's not the point, especially in like league races and everything. You do that for the fun and to race with decent people and everything. At least I think that's the case. And in those cases, it doesn't really matter where you finish. Source, trust me, bro. Been there. Battled for like, I don't know, 14th or something. So no points, no nothing. But I had a good race-long battle with a buddy. And that's always much better than, you know, running away with a victory. Even though that is a good feeling in itself. But it's better if you have to battle for something, even though it's just a small achievement. Definitely. In fact, that's how our podcast started. Patrick and I met in a public lobby in ACC. Had like two races where he couldn't get his Aston past my turbo brick Nissan GTR GT3, and 2 weeks later or something, we did a 12-hour race at Suzuka, and the rest is history, basically. So it goes to show what can come of these things. Alright, can we improve though? 1 minute and 50 left, so probably 2 more laps. As we have dropped down to 21st. Ooh, that's too wide through here, damn it. 3/10 up just before that section, so let's see if we can carry some improvement over the line here, hopefully. Sorta. We're back to 20th. This ain't over though. Unless I throw the car away, that is, but let's not do that. Oops. That's probably... yeah, that cost some time. But we might be able to get some back here. The line was much better than last time. Overtime, come on, let's see where we end up. No improvement. Dang it. Alright, so 20th it is. We've got like, I think 16 laps of racing before us, or in front of us, I should say. So that might actually help in gaining some positions, hopefully. Waiting for 9 more cars. Hooray. Time for another drink. Any of you guys ever tried these, by the way? I've only just recently found out about the mod being free and everything, so I was kind of surprised about that. But there are a few YouTube videos, but would be curious about your experience if you had or have any. So yeah, let me know. Because I think they are awesome here. It's just so much fun driving these things, trying to understand how they work and, you know, drive them fast. That's kind of a challenge in a way. And I love me a good challenge in sim racing, as might have been evident by the Targa Florio stream from a few weeks back. You might remember that. All right. And I forgot crew chief, didn't I? And someone didn't have a good start somewhere up front, I suppose. Oh, yeah, thanks for that. Oh, come on. Nothing I could do there. Come on. I was on the inside and get tapped, so I spin out towards the outside. Nice. That's not how that's done, mate. Oh, this was terrible. Once again, I apologize. But since they have some difficulties going through the hairpin here, we might be back in contention sooner rather than later. As we're chasing Thomas Randall, never heard of him either. But I just might, since I'm probably gonna take a look at how to watch these races in 2023 here in Germany. Probably gonna be a bit difficult, but there has to be a way, I think. I hope. As we are gaining on these guys. Which is good. Otherwise this would be a relatively lonely race. And that's not exactly entertaining for you guys. And neither is it for me. Hello, Ford gang. How we doing today? Could I interest you in some overtakes? On my behalf, of course. Alright, decent exit. Let's see if we can go past Randall here. On the inside. Too wide into turn one. Is this gonna end well? So far it has. And we are indeed through. Nice. So, not last anymore. Cam Waters, whose name I definitely have heard before. Right in front of us now. Doing the little two-wheel dance over the curb as well there. So cool to see. Round the outside! Sorta. Still there. Oh! That's a bump. Come on, Cam. Really gotta feed the throttle and so softly out of that final turn. Very steady on the loud pedal. Don't mind if I do. Yes, sir! Got him on the brakes. Nice. Now we are back to our good old friend Jay Kostecki. Hang on, it was Brody, wasn't it, in the first race? So, these guys brothers or something? Do you know? Oh, and there's the previous race's winner, Mark Winterbottom. What are you doing down here? Down the order. Not a good race for him so far, apparently. The man they call Frosty. For rather obvious reasons. Tell you what though, this is good racing with the AI. Which is not always AC's strong suit, mind you. Also Will Davison up front there. I know that guy too. Ooh, and there's someone off track as we rub fenders with Winterbottom. And are through as well. Turn 1 has been good for us. So far, at least. Well, when we didn't get spun off. Oy, 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 oy. That was a save. James Courtney has retired for reasons. He was probably the guy in the kitty litter on turn 1 there, or on the grass at least, as we make our way past another car in Will Davison. And there is Brody Kostecki. Hey bud, how you doing? Really need to look that up. He's very sideways out at the last turn here. Don't mind if I do, Brody. As we tuck in behind the Pasquale, hopefully. He's still there, though. Still there. Does not give up. Alright. That's the way you want to play it, I see. It's a whole train of cars right now. Led by Lee Holdsworth, if I'm not mistaken here. Really have to watch my mirror though. As a certain Mr. Davison is filling that out quite significantly. Oh, not a good exit for 2 of these guys. So Brody and Anton, how are we gonna do this? Inside, outside, let's see. Oh, look at him and his boost mobile. Ooh, contact. Let go, please. Leave me be. Which he does. Alright, sweet. And this is getting really good right now. Who knew Assetto Corsa had such good AI at times? As we are right behind Pasquale right now. Di Pasquale, sorry. And a very nice liveried... I was about to say Porsche. Why was I about to say Porsche? Ford. Looks really cool, the car. As we got 2 more Fords right in front of them. Whoops. And my pal Brody is trying to go through again. Didn't make it though. Nice. Just about at the halfway mark now. Hello, party people. How are you doing today? Wanna dance? And it is in fact Lee Holdsworth at the front of this little group here. Whoops. This nice little pack here. Come on, Di Pasquale. Don't leave the door open. I'm gonna take that invitation any day. He ain't done though. Okay. Ooh, that's an early brake maneuver here. Just about avoided him. Let's try the side-by-side into the final turn here. Oh, contact. All good though. Man, this is fun. You really need to try this if you've got some spare time on your hands for some ooh, double overtake maybe? Oh. Mr. Holdsworth, thank you. He yielded way easier than I thought he would. That's us up to 15th. And hot on the heels of David Reynolds now. What a fun track too. Doesn't necessarily, if you look at the layout, look like it would produce great racing, but wow, was I wrong in that assumption. Alright, David. Oops, slight bump draft here. Not the way I drew that up. Come on, who's gonna flinch first? No one, it turns out. We braked at the same time. But I've got the inside line and I go through. Very nice. Next up, Gary Jacobson. Though he's a good 5 seconds down the road. I'm gonna try and see if we can catch him though, because I think he's fighting with, yeah, Shane van Gisbergen. So that might be 2 positions we might be able to gain still if we can actually catch up to them. Which might be even possible, since there is no one in our way, whoops, but ourselves. Whew, that was close. Yeah, so no one in our way and in braking zones and whatnot right now, so might be able to pull it off. Although we are on the lap 11 out of 16, so oh, that was way too late. Damn it! Less talk, more brake zone, and there goes that chance. Crap! All that hard work. As we're back down to 19th. But there are 4 cars right in front of us. You know what they say, it ain't over till it's over. So that was a good example of that. However, Mr. Di Pasquale, nope. He's good around the outside there. Don't go too wide through here. That is not gonna end well. Just hope I'm gonna be able to extract the best possible exit out of this. There we go. That's the Pasquale done and dusted. Mostly. That might be winner bottom, and it might be Kostecki too. No, I've braked too late again. Oh, come on. Got too greedy. Damn it! Ah, that could have been so cool. This first turn is something, let me tell you that much. Damn it! That's annoying as hell. It could have been 3 cars in a straight and 1 turn. Damn it. Tell you what though, this is far from over. They're not exactly pulling away here. As we are right behind Cam Waters now, again. Didn't miss the braking point this time. Could you move? Why are you braking in the middle of the corner? Okay, so the AI isn't perfect, of course, as you can see from time to time, but they do provide good racing in these cars at this track. Alright, can we make it stick around the outside this time? Can we pull off the deepest quali memorial move here? Sorta, actually. Cool. Figured that would be way more difficult than it actually was. Whoops, more contact on the outside. Didn't know he was there still. As we're running into yet another Kostecki. And yeah, muscle all the way through on the brake here. Probably not the cleanest overtake in history, but he left the door open and we used it. Hello, Will Davison. Don't mind if I do. Oops. Not great to go over the curves there. Come on, get on with it. So we got two shell cars right in front of each other. Don't hit the Armco there. That was a good exit though. Come on, Will. Let me get this position real quick. As deepest quali runs somewhat wide, and so do we. Final lap too. Apparently. Oh no, the leader has started their final lap. We probably have this one and the next to go still. But we are passing guys left, right, and center right now, which is good to see after our two mistakes earlier on. As we have another Kostecki right in front of us. Just kidding, there's only two, but I've seen them, I think, 58 times this race alone or something, so... Come on, Brody. I gotcha. As we set sights on Lee Holdsworth. Final lap, come on. He ain't done. Jesus, this is close. Nah, we're past. Nice. Holdsworth doesn't exactly drive defensively here, so he is still there though. Now he's not, I think. Nope. Past him too, back to 15th. which is decent after our earlier mistakes, I'd say. And that is that for Hidden Valley. Nice little track, definitely check it out. Wow. It's easy to see why this series is so popular down under though. Jesus, this is intense. Love it though. Definitely give it a go if you've got any sort of interest in touring cars or somewhat more exotic racing series. This is just... It drives superbly and it's just awesome to battle, even with the AI, as you can see. Really, really good stuff. Hats off to the creators there. As we hear the V8's blubber in the background still, and we will soon do so again, because there is a third and final track that I want to show you today, which is, well, basically across the country yet again, namely on the East Coast, more precisely in Sydney. Well, so not the capital, of course, because we all know, or should know at least, that it's the very, well, how do I put this? In German we would say unscheinbar, so not a very, well, not many people have it on their radar. It's Canberra. I think that's how it's pronounced. So not Canberra or something. Canberra. But we're going to Sydney here. To the Sydney Motorsport Park, or as you might remember it, Eastern Creek. That's how it used to be called. And still holding races today. Still a part of the V8, well, sorry, the Supercars calendar. And actually the site of the season opener for 2023, if I'm not mistaken. That has to be around March 10th. So about a month left, a little less, until these guys take to the track again. If you can, like I said, definitely try and take a look. I know I'm gonna. And maybe you'll end up with another... Well, not your favorite series maybe, but a favorite. Would be cool, I think. Anyway, that's a nice little clone armada of pit signal guys there. Let's leave that convention real quick. Yeah, I think we're going double the speed limit for the pits here. I think it's usually something like 40 or 50k for supercars, but whatever. Not sure if that's different at Sydney. This has more of a traditional road course vibe to it. Was opened in 1990, so not the oldest track in the world. Please don't say so. I was born in 91, and if you say this is super old, I can't even recall the 1990s, then I'm going to feel like a grandpa once again. I think there was a minor modification in 2011, I believe, for turn 6, which used to be a bit of a chicane. So it was turn 6 and 7, which was then turned into just a single turn. And that's about it. That's really all the alternations they've made for the layouts, except for adding on the I think it's called the Brabham layout. That's still slightly longer than this one, which is just the Grand Prix circuit. I think that has a name too, but I forgot. Shame on me. It's a nice little track though. Well, I say a little. It's pretty intricate too, like you can see here. Pretty difficult corners. But also a pretty good match for these cars, I think. Gives them a bit more breathing room and some more space to stretch their legs. And I've forgotten to switch the scene. Hang on. I'm sorry. Keep talking and you can't even see what I'm doing here. Managed to not crash in the meantime. Nice. So this is what I was thinking of when I mentioned earlier another fast left-hander as a first turn. as we completely miss the braking point and go off into nature's decoration here. Sorry, whoops. Whoa! Yeah, I really need to enable crew chief. Did not see him there. Again, a Kostecki. Okay, so that's faster than I thought. Whoops! Slight contact. Sorry. Please let me through. Thank you very much. Deepest quali once again. And that's what I was talking about. More space, more room to stretch the legs of these cars, or the wheels, whatever you want to call it, to really floor it a little bit. This is actually a 5th gear corner still, so really rather fast. I love to see it. Hate to see it if you're going wide here though. Luckily there's some asphalt or some sort of curb before the grass actually comes on there. Nice elevation changes here too. Very scenic track. Definitely one of the coolest Australia has to offer, I'd say. Not that easy to remember all the turns though, as we understeered to Narnia here. Thanks, De Pasquale. Once again, whoops. Low grip on the outside there. Move, please. Okay, now we got some clean air. Hopefully enough time to set a decent lap. Actually nailed the braking point this time. That's got to be helpful for our qualifying mission here, I'd say. So this is way tighter than it looks. No, it's a different corner. Damn it! Bamboozled again. Wasn't this one either. I think the next one. No, not that one. It's kind of a mid-speed kind of deal. Has to be this one then. Indeed. Running wide, but the lap is still valid. Alright, 136.8 to beat. Can we do that? Let's hope so. Yes, indeed. By a good 7/10. And then I immediately forgot that the first turn is rather fast and brake too early. Hooray. So completely different character compared to the other two tracks we already raced at. But in a good way, I'd say. I really like this place, even though it might be hard to learn at first. But the elevation changes are what makes this a ton of fun too. Even though it makes for some blind entries into corners. Whoops. That was very wide once again, and that curb is going to kill you if you're not careful, apparently. Good to know. So we got Bryce Fullwood next to our car. Don't think we've met today. Okay. Doesn't want to go side by side through turn 1. Who can blame him? Okay, new PB incoming. What do we reckon? Damn it, I keep forgetting that this is a left turn. I always want to turn right, like for this turn. Patience is the key here. Almost a second up on our best time. Nice. Oh, come on. And you had to do it. Didn't. Alright, so no PB here. I was about to say let's wait for the guys to disappear, but I can't really, because start-finish straight is here. Could be fine though, hopefully. As there's a gap to the other guys in front here. Let's just hope I don't run into them. If I run into them in a spot that's where they're gonna be in my way. Funnily enough, I did remember this track as Eastern Creek, but I had no clue about the layout whatsoever. Like, no recollection or anything. So this was a deep dive while blindfolded, basically. Needless to say, I was pleasantly surprised with this. It's a ton of fun. Just hope it's gonna make for some interesting and close racing as well. We'll find out soon enough. Oh no. Still valid. No, please do not get in my way. I was 1.6 seconds up at the last split, I think. That bodes well. It does, well, for 17th anyway, but still. It's better than 21st. Mah! Sorry. Don't have fuel anymore anyway. Oop, whoops. Back to pits it is. How much time is left? It doesn't say so in the pits. Interesting. Anyway, let's put just a little bit of fuel in, not too much. Oh shit, I forgot to reset the number of laps. So we're gonna do 16 of these at Sydney here. Hope you brought some time and have some fun with this. For now, let's try and see if we can squeeze one more good quali lap out of this first. And learn the track a little bit better too, maybe, hopefully. As we understeer like a pig. Come on. Don't think these guys have tire warmers in their series, so I also don't know if I have switched those on in AC. You can do that in Content Manager, luckily, but I'm not too sure if I actually have, so that might be an explanation. That or cold brakes, who knows. Anyway. We are right in the way of Tim Slade here, behind us apparently. Another driver whose AI I haven't met on track today yet, so hello Tim, how are you doing, my guy? I think that's sorta kinda more the way you're supposed to take that turn. And here we are, start finish. Let's go! Slight lawnmower line. Also, the car wanted to escape me here, because I think I downshifted one time too many. Indeed. Now we're really sweating. That's why I'm not talking that much. Come on, give me a decent lap. Decent exit here. Nice. Oh, come on, Tim. Please don't. You had to, didn't you? Why would they send it to the inside in that spot? Oh no! Oh, come on! That's double annoying because it screws up the following lap as well. And that's gonna be the final one we get. Still in 17th currently. Whoops. Whoops. Wanted to go the wrong direction again. To be fair, there is a left turn there. It's just not the one we use right now. Right, 5/10 up, nice. No one in the way for this notorious turn. Still run wide. Oh, and now you're pulling into the pits. Awesome. And we improved by almost 8/10. Nice. Still 15th, but anyway. Better than nothing. Let me quickly throw in my guy crew chief here, because I feel that might be a good idea in this case. No, I do not wish to update crew chief right now. Please do not annoy me. Remind me after a day so I can forget in peace. Alright, Assetto Corsa, let's rock.
Radio check. Spot a radio check.
Thank you, my people. Well then, put some fuel in her. Come on. 16 laps of Sydney Motorsports Park, or Eastern Creek, call it whatever you like. Official name is Sydney Motorsport Park.
P16. Okay.
P16 even, so someone actually beat our time.
Go, go, go.
Okay, so not the worst start in the world. At least not for us, for the other guys. It's a different story. Well, guess who's right in front of us here to the left? Oh, nice. Threaded the needle. I was about to say there's a Kostecki. Of course.
Still there.
Of course he's still there.
Clear left.
Everyone's still there. Ah! Thanks.
On your left. Still there. Clear to the left. Good start.
Tell you what, the spotter is really worth its money already after half a lap or so. Looks like the AI is kind of stumbling over their own feet in places, in race trim at least. So kind of like myself. Nice.
Far right.
Whoops! Sorry!
Still there. Clear. Clear to the right.
That wasn't exactly the cleanest pass in the world, but I'll take it. That's 10th, and that's Tim Slade, our qualifying buddy.
Smith is now leading.
Smith is now leading. Thank you, crew chief.
Alright, Yannik. Keep doing what you're doing. This is spot on. 10th position.
Different line through here, but doesn't work for an overtaking attempt here. Come on, Tim. Move it, please. Oh, sorry.
Side. Clear left.
Whoops. Didn't even realize we were touching there. Whoops. That's what you get if you kill my quali lap, dude. Oops. Now he's retired as well. I'm sorry. Move, dude. Apex is long overdue. No, long past. It's Cam Waters though, so no Kostecki brother, I assume. Cousin, whatever. Are you opening the door? Thank you, Mr. Waters. I'll take that.
Good move,
Setting the sights on SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen. Right in front of us here in the Red Bull livery. Yes, Red Bull, very involved in Supercars racing. For years now, too.
Eighth place.
They're all tackling this corner from the outside more, interestingly. Whoops. Why would you break that, my guy?
On your right. Hold your line.
Holding my line.
Keep it steady.
Keeping it steady. Thank you, Mr. Van Gisbergen.
Well done.
Not entirely sure why this track is so dark in some places. Switch on the headlights. No, it doesn't do anything. And the next guy is Scott Pye. Heh, Scott Pye, the V8 Supercars guy. Look out, Bill Nye, the science guy. You have got some competition.
The gap to Van Gisbergen behind is increasing. It's now 2.7.
Awesome. Awesome earlier, but still does a lot for immersion too.
That's a new fastest lap for Smith, 134.3.
Okay. So, can we close that gap of about 4 seconds to Scott Pye?
He's second.
Let's see. Down to 3 already. Must have had a corner where he's really not fast. Either that, or
You're in and this guy in. The gap's
he
now
might actually have the race pace compared to these guys. Unlike the quali pace, which we did not have. Are we looking at a podium here, maybe? Ah, shit, I said it, so I'm gonna screw up at some point, I'm sure. Ooh, late on the brakes, a little bit wide. I only just now noticed that the ambulance to the right there actually flashes their lights. That's cool. Alright, down to 1.8 seconds now. Sweet.
That's the fastest lap.
Fastest lap, oh, awesome.
Car right. Clear right. Right side. Clear to the right.
Maybe. Are you? No. Very good on the outside line there. It's a bit of a train going on here. What's up with that? Oh no. Whew. Kept it together, luckily. This ain't over though. Especially with how they are holding each other up all the time here, apparently.
The gap in front is now 0.6, 7th position. That lap time was 135.8. Sector 1 time was good. Sector 2 is 2.0.
Why would you brake there? Dude, why?
Right side. Clear right.
Ah, no. That was close to catastrophe too. Jeez, could have.
Warning. Keep it tidy,
A
please.
cut warning. Thanks. Nice. I mean, I could have just bowled like 3 cars off the track there, but I decided to not do so. Also, what did I say? I mentioned the P word, and I mean podium and nothing else, you filthy animals. And I immediately screw it, well, not immediately, but screw it up. Of course. Now we are back to hunting these guys, the group up there. But first, Nick Percat. I just realized he's basically called Purring Cat, if you will, like phonetically. Of course, not written, but if you say Percat. Aw, sweet. I'm trying, crew chief. Jeez. I got punted. What am I supposed to do? Nice motivational speech too, bro. This corner is so misleading too. You always think it's way tighter than it is, but you can actually start accelerating way earlier than you would think. Is that an open door? Yeah, but I can't go through. Dang it! Maybe something's gonna be possible into turn 1 here if we get the exit right. Which we do, I'd say. So maybe turn 1, possibly turn 2. Do not want to end up in the wall. Okay, turn 1 it is.
Clear right.
Oh yeah, that was sweet, dude.
Well done, Yannik. Good pass. Nice front.
Thanks, crew chief. As I immediately lock up.
Left side. Clear to the left.
Still keep the position though. Nice. And now we are back to hunting Scott Pye, the V8 Supercar guy. That's a mouthful.
Away from the guy behind. The gap's now 1.4 seconds.
Nice, but am I catching up to the guy in front? That's the question here. I think so, but... well... not right now, anyway. Getting all crossed up through the final turn here.
E7.
Remember, previous best finish was P6 in the very first race at Sandown. So we should be able to improve that, hopefully. If we can catch these guys in front here. Whoops. Sneaking suspicion that my rears might be a little bit shot. Whoa! Yeah, that's gone better before, so... I hope that doesn't ruin my chances here. Like I said, it's just so important to be sensitive. Well, no, sensible with the throttle. Sensitive, careful with the throttle. Otherwise, the car will immediately start to try and spin away from you.
The gap in front is now 2.0 seconds.
But too careful, and you leave a lot of time on the table on exits. So I think these cars are a bit of an acquired taste. They really don't drive much like, say, a GT3 car or something, because of the absence of much downforce. Also, they got more power, a hefty amount of weight, no electronic driver aids. You know, you get the picture. Also, it doesn't make it any easier to turn in with one hand on the wheel sometimes, due to the manual sequential shifter. When you could drive them on paddles too, but what's the point of calling it sim racing then, guys? I want to feel like a Supercars driver, damn it. So I'm going to use the shifter. And yes, I know that by that logic I would have needed to swap it to the left side, but leave me be, I've got other things to do. I know, only solution would be another shifter on the left. So to have that two shifter setup going. But nah. Alright, Smith has the fastest lap now. We have, I think, 5 laps to go. And we are closing in on a group of cars here. And also got the fastest lap back. In your face, Smith. So we are not gonna win it, most likely, but we also don't want to bin it, so I'm sorry. Same thing. Same thing as earlier with my buddy Tim Slade. Didn't even feel the contact there. These things are not that small either, so it doesn't make it any easier to guess where your car actually ends. Now we are back behind Chaz Mastard. If we can grab his position, that's a new personal best should that remain until the finish then. Alright, nice. Good exit. Slight draft. These things don't really offer much of a draft, I feel. At least not in this mod version.
V6. Yellow flag.
Yellow flag, too. Could that be... Nah. Did we actually park... who was it? Someone there last lap? Probably. Yep. We did. It was Scott Pye. Oh no! Scott Pye, the V8 Supercar guy. I'm so sorry, mate. I didn't do it intentionally. Please believe me.
Okay, Yannik, this bastard's holding you up. You've got to find a way past.
I wouldn't call Chaz Mastard a bastard, crew chief, but whatever you say. There we go.
Hold your line. Still there.
Nice aggressive send to the inside.
Well done.
Damn right it was. Thanks. Now we've got Jack LeBrock in front of us. That's another 3 seconds.
Get this guy.
I will, crew chief. Don't yell at me.
Good stuff, mate. This is fucking excellent. P5. Yellow flag.
Excuse the swearing, but it is well worth enabling the sweary mode in crew chief if you haven't done so. Makes it a little bit more realistic and also a little bit more hilarious, so since we can all use a laugh sometimes, definitely consider it if you haven't done so. I only just realized that all 3 of these circuits were counterclockwise, which, if you think of the F1 calendar, is relatively rare. It used to be, at least. Might be an Australia thing, I don't know. You know, toilets flushing the other way and everything, so maybe racing circuits go the other way as well too, you know, by default. I don't know. Never been there. Don't know about their scientific properties or whatever. Maybe it just comes out like that. Although I do want to go there at some point, because Bathurst is gonna be, you know, should be ace. Like, track looks incredible and everything. So does the atmosphere from videos and stories I've been told.
We're currently setting the pace. You've just done 1:33.7. Yellow flag.
We are currently setting the pace, which is nice. Can we pace past Mr. LeBrock here, though? As Scott Pye, the V8 Supercar guy, is still stranded there, but not retiring. That's determination, and that is also not how you pronounce that immediately. Oh, we are close.
Right side. Clear right.
Too wide through here. Is he gonna keep it to the inside? He has to, kinda.
Right. Clear to the right.
A little over under? Nope. Instead, we knock on his back door. And we'll try again into turn 1, I think. Should be the best opportunity we get. Especially since it doesn't look like he got a great exit, but neither do I. Oh, come on, damn it. Ah, fudge. Final lap 2 now. Probably not gonna get him anymore. Damn it.
2 laps left. You've just done 1:36.2. Yellow flag.
It's probably the penalty I have to pay for what I did to Scott Pye, the V8 Supercar guy. I'm so sorry, man. Although Mr. LeBrock isn't exactly pulling away on this here final. No, it's not the final lap. It's the penultimate lap even. Even better. This is not over, my guy. Keep checking your mirror, because I'm not going away, hopefully. Unless I screw up the final turn. And again. The leader is on the final lap. As he should be. Take the wider line initially, hopefully floor the throttle a little bit earlier than Jack here. And it's gonna be a drag race for turn 1.
Last lap time was at far right, clear right.
That turn came about earlier than I thought, but man, that must have looked good.
Keep it up.
Will do. Whoops. Hopefully not bin it, like I said. Scott Pye still hasn't retired. Faces the wrong way now, though. Now he has retired. After all those years, his will has finally been broken. I'm so sorry, Scott Pye. Please don't come to my home and haunt me.
Behind is now 0.7.
Ooh, LeBrock is trying something here, but I know better from qualifying than to leave the door open here. And that is race number 3 in the books with a 4th place. Awesome, I take that.
Okay, so
Whew.
that made a good finish.
Thank you, crew chief. That was good. Whew. But also kind of exhausting, really. I mean, 3 tracks and everything, that's always gonna, take some time, especially if you're not familiar with them. But I gotta say, that was really, really cool, especially this this final race at Sydney, at the Eastern Creek, formerly known. That was really cool, and I'm very surprised with the Assetto Corsa AI here. They have been doing a tremendous job, I'd say. Not sure about you, but I was kind of convinced racing was really good. So, yeah, definitely give it a shot if you into that kind of stuff. Maybe you'll find an online server with these too. But if you're looking to recreate that for yourself a little bit, have some fun, definitely recommend it. Anyway, that should do it for today, I'd say. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you had some fun, just as I did. Hopefully, we'll see you again for our next stream. Keep in mind, we're always streaming on Wednesdays, so good ending to the stream with a nice little brain fart. So definitely check that out. Keep an eye on our socials and on our website, simracing-unlimited.com, as well as the ADAC SimRacing Expo socials. Especially tomorrow, there might be a somewhat huge, large, enormous announcement that you don't want to miss, so keep your eyes open for that. And have a good Wednesday evening. I'll see you all next time. Bye.